All right, so this is gonna be a quick live. Well, actually, I don't know how quick, depending on how I talk. But disclaimer: I am nobody's guru. I am nobody's advisor. I speak from my own perception and my own experiences. My perception is relative to my own experiences as well. My spirituality and the perception in which I view my spirituality is relative to my own experiences. So if it resonates, cool. If it doesn't, leave it. First thing I want to talk about, when you just spirituality as a whole. I know that's a very, very diverse topic and a very layered topic, but just spirituality as a whole, just looking for others to validate your spiritual experiences. Again, in every live, I always talk about trusting self, getting back to self, and that's one of the biggest things, and that's one of the biggest reasons. Like, when you're not trusting in yourself and you're not aware of self, you usually look for others to validate these experiences for you. You look for others and how they perceive their spiritual experiences, and then you're influenced to have that same type of perception for your own, when that's completely wrong, completely wrong. Um, just a prime example, and some of y'all won't get this, but that's okay too. But just simply how entities show up to you, how certain gods and goddesses show up to you, how certain Loa show up to you, and all of that. The way that they show up to one individual is not going to be the same way that they show up to you. Again, these are reflections of self. So, for example, if I don't know if y'all familiar with this, but if from Haitian voodoo, if Papa Legba show up to me in my dreams, or Baron Samedi show up to my in my dreams a certain way, the way that they showed up in my dreams is not gonna be the same way that they show up to another individual. Like, they might wear makeup in front of that individual. They might have a top hat and look like the traditional way of what we think that entity looks like. Versus with me, this person might just come to me in a hat and be sitting on the street somewhere or something. Like, it is relative to your own perception and to who you are, and it's a reflection of self. Um, Another reason why the validation needs to stop, looking for validation needs to stop, is because how can you truly live from a sense of what others perceive? How can you truly be happy from a sense of what others outside of you deem as happiness? Like, I talked about that in my last live. Like, just anything that you do, none of it requires validation, not even from me. Like I said, a lot of y'all come to me already knowing the answers, already knowing the experiences, already knowing what's going on. Y'all just seek confirmation. And that's similar to validation to me, because you need me to confirm that you just had that experience. You need me to confirm that that's what that situation is for you. You need me to confirm all of these things for you when it's already been confirmed within yourself. That's why you came to me in the first place. Um, Instead of reaching so much externally from yourself all the time, try turning inward and really just going with the flow, just going with self. If you perceive this to be what it is, and if it resonates with you, go with that. Trust yourself and walk with yourself, and see where that takes you, instead of being scared to take the risk on yourself and going and putting all your money on somebody else. Like I said, I'm not in this to accumulate all the funds, or to um bring in mundane fiat or anything like that. Just, I'm here to help. I'm here to, man, come on, bro, chill out. I'm here to help. I'm here to help people have clarity about themselves. I don't want to comment. Get the fuck out this shit. There we go. But I'm here to help people gain clarity of themselves. I'm here to help. I hate when it does that. But anyways, just stop seeking validation from other people. There's no need to seek validation from other people. There's no need to really step outside of yourself anymore. Like, we are at a time now where everything that we do, everything that's around us is either influenced in some way, shape, or form. We subscribe to all these different things. Social media makes it even harder. Like, just trust in yourself. Stop seeking validation from everybody else. And something that you can do to practice with that is, there's no, actually, I take that back. There's really no practice with it. It's just simply doing it. You live your life, and you live your life according to your own perception. If you're being honest and if you're being aware of yourself, you live your life according to your own perception. And even with that perception, even with not seeking validation, still have a open mind where your perception can change, where it can evolve, where it can grow, where it can go from one level to the next, instead of having just a certain perception that is solidified, stagnant, and can easily be manipulated in a certain way, shape, or form. You have to watch what it is you seeking validation in, because a lot of times we don't know that we're seeking validation in the things that we do. Simply, let's say you accomplish something that you've been wanting to accomplish in your life, and you go and you tell somebody, look, I accomplished this. Like, you're seeking validation that, okay, you're worthy, you accomplished this, you set out to do it, so you're a great person, or you're this type of individual, when you don't need that. You know that you accomplished it. You know that you put in the work to get there. You know what you did, what you planned for, and everything, and you know you brought it into fruition. That's all that should matter. You are all that should matter. Your perception and your own validation, internal validation, is all that should matter. And the influence of others, the perception of others, the validation from others, you have to somewhat take that with a grain of salt, because you can't be completely closed off to everybody's perception of things. You evolve that way. You can't be closed off to, and this is not to say, because some of y'all gonna misconstrue what I say. This is not to say that you not supposed to take criticism of any shape or kind, that you know everything and anything. Like, that's not what I'm saying whatsoever. Don't get that shit confused. Don't be toxic. Don't be stupid. And don't be ignorant. Like, don't be an asshole. Like, there's no reason to be closed off to growth and to new perceptions and new ways of thinking and new perspectives. But at the same time, trust in yourself when you feel something. Trust in yourself when you see something. Trust in yourself when you hear something. Like, trust in it. And I'm not talking about the five senses. I'm talking about outside of the five senses, outside of the mundane understanding of trusting yourself and seeing things and hearing things and feeling things. Like, I'm speaking on an esoteric level. So just watch out for that. Like, stop seeking validation. There's no need. Nobody is going to live your life for you. So nobody else's opinion or anything like that matters. Nobody's approval matters. Validation is more so approval of who you are or what you experience. You don't need nobody's approval. You don't. Live your life. Damn, my hands look ashy as hell compared to my entire body. Where my oil at? But live your life. My next point. We are in retrograde, so I am hitting a whole bunch of retrograde messages and things, but current relationships, and this is something that is not really talked about when people think about retrograde, other than just a reflection of the relationship, but being honest about the relationships you're currently in and why you're in them. Retrograde is definitely a time and a period of reflection, not just for the things that have already happened or the people who have already came and went out of your life, but for the people who are currently in your life. I just want to encourage people to really make sure that they're in these connections for the right reasons. And it's going to get exposed over this time if you're not. If you're in this connection because of some void you're trying to fill within yourself, that's going to come to light. Your shadow is going to come to light. That's usually what happens in Mercury retrograde. Your shadow comes to light. Everything starts to come to the surface. That armor and that suppression that you built over time starts to break down. Certain things start to come to light and you can't avoid them anymore. Like, it's a whole bunch of shit that's going to come out. So these connections that we think we in because we love these individuals or lack thereof, it really needs to be paid attention to. It really needs to be observed and to be reevaluated on why you deal with these individuals, other than sex, other than the emotional feeling that they give you. Like, why is it, like, why do you deal with this person? Why are you in this relationship with this person? Why do you feel like you love this person? Especially for the ones who are scared of being alone, especially for the ones who haven't spent enough time with themselves to even really know what the hell they desire out of a relationship. Y'all are the ones who really going to suffer in this time, because your relationship is built on a fickle foundation. And not just, I don't mean that this person is bad for you, and I don't mean that this person is the terrible person or anything like that, but all I'm saying is that your relationship is built on a fickle foundation. It's either coming from a lack of self-love, or it's coming from a trauma or a pain somewhere. Like, be honest with yourself. If I'm dealing with this female and she gives me sex, she gives me conversation every now and then, I feel like I can be intellectual with her and I can be myself around her, certain aspect, that's not deep enough for me to continue dealing with her. That's not deep enough for her to become my life partner. That's not deep enough for her to really move forward on a foundational basis, because it just has to have more substance. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, make sure your relationships have more substance than just sex, than just money, than just what they can bring to the table and what you can bring to the table. Because if that person decides to leave your life, would you be okay with that? Will you still have the same love that you claim you have for them now later? And most of y'all wouldn't. Most of y'all, for y'all claim y'all be in love with these people, y'all claim y'all love these people, y'all claim y'all love yourselves, but as soon as the individual leave your life, that love leaves right along with them, and you start to hate them. You start to resent them, simply because they're not giving them a part of themselves that you felt like you possessed, that you felt like you deserved. Based off of what? You refuse to give that shit to yourself, but you want somebody else to give it to you. And you feel like because somebody else was giving it to you, you deserve that and you possess that shit. Nah. A lot of y'all, when it comes to relationships, y'all in these relationships to get over certain individuals. Y'all in these relationships to slap a Band-Aid on the real trauma and the real work that you should be doing versus, you know what I'm saying, being in a relationship. The shadow work that needs to be there is starting to come out in your emotions, starting to come out in your actions, but you refuse to do that, and you use this person as, you know what I'm saying, a stepping stool, a Band-Aid, or just a distraction. A lot of us are not all in relationships. We got fuck buddies, we got people we fuck on from time to time, we got people we talk to from time to time. It's not just about relationships. You got friendships too that are like that, but I'm just talking in the aspect of relationships when it comes to retrograde shit. But y'all got to be honest with that. Like, is this person somebody that you love and truly want to be with for the rest of your life, or is this person somebody that you're distracting yourself from, or moving on with based off of some pain and trauma? If you ain't done the work, eventually it's gonna come out in your current relationship. I don't understand how y'all think y'all can avoid shadow work and it not catch up with you. It's gonna catch up with you. It's present in your everyday actions. That's the amazing part about it. But just pay attention to that. Just be more aware of that. I might elaborate a little bit more on my part 2 live tonight, but I'm not sure. But I'm gonna move on from that point. I want to speak on the aspect of this because I feel like this isn't talked about either. Trying to double back to people who have moved on already. So a lot of the times when we think about retrograde, we think about exes coming back. We think about past people coming back and causing more turmoil, or revisiting certain past relationships or anything like that. What I feel like isn't talked about enough is the individual being the one to go and pursue that person who has moved on. So, like I said, I speak from experience. So, trying to double back to people who have moved on isn't going to serve you, especially if they happy and have moved on, or what they deem as happiness is. Um, because a lot of times you cause more on yourself, especially in this retrograde time. You are just trying to place yourself in a certain cycle again. You're trying to, and oftentimes we are fueled by what we remember good about that person, the good times, the sex, the laughter, the jokes, and all that bullshit. We remember all that and let that fuel us to make the decisions, impulsive ass decisions at that, to try to go pursue that person again based off of what we remember good about that person. But we never remember or put at the forefront why we separated in the first place. And that's what being aware of self and being aware of your situations around you serve you for. Like you really have to be honest and look at the broader picture than just based off of what you want and desire in that set time, in that set moment, because that shit changes. Instead of pursuing an individual who has moved on already, or for a lot of y'all feel like he or she shouldn't have moved on, or y'all feel like them moving on is a shot at you and shit, which I don't get either. Like, other people are allowed to be happy without you, and that ties back into your shadow work and healing yourself and learning that you do not possess no individual on this earth. No matter what society says, social media says, what these trendy shit saying, all this bullshit, you do not possess nobody on this earth. It don't matter if you put a ring on it or not. You don't possess anyone. They are allowed to make any type of decision that they fucking want to. And a lot of y'all don't know how to sit with that and be okay with that, because a lot of y'all want to be able to control your reality to a certain extent where you're always in control of another individual, and you cannot do that. It's not gonna happen like that. It's not gonna be like that. There's no peace with that whatsoever. Trying to control everything and everyone outside of you based off of what you think should be, or what you think they should have. I don't understand how everybody is so pissed off about other people moving on from their life, especially when they're happy. That's the thing. Like, other people's happiness doesn't block yours. Other people's blessings don't block yours. So there's no need to act a certain way or to resent certain individuals just because y'all didn't work out. That's a problem. And then trying to double back to them based off of the happy memories that you remember isn't going to serve you either. Because let's say you do get them, then everything is going to be okay like it was in the beginning. Then certain things are going to start happening. Some of the same shit is going to start reoccurring. You're going to start to remember why you left this person alone in the first place, or why y'all broke up in the first place, or whatever the case may be. Let them be happy. Let them move on. Let them live their life. That's all you can really do. Hey, yo, can you close it? Never mind. That's all you can really do. So, and shift the focus back to yourself. A lot of the times, why we double back to exes is because we're so damn focused on everybody else around us, what she got going on, what he got going on, what they doing with their life, how they living their life, what they're saying. Like, shift the focus back to yourself. That I don't. There's no other way to say it. There's no other way to explain it. There's no other way really needed to explain it. Just shift the focus back to you. It's not hard. Close the door. Close the door. Anyways, but it's not hard. Just shift the focus back to you and understand that you got to move through this life and let things flow. If it's not for you, let it go. When things leave your life, when things don't work out, let it go. And I'm not a believer in if it comes back, then it's for you. If it comes back, it's a motherfucking test. If it comes back, now, if people change, now that's different. I understand that. But just because it comes back doesn't mean like, oh shit, this the one, she the one, he the one. Like, nah, you gotta have more discernment than that. That's what society tells us. What do you feel when this person comes back? What do you feel about this person when they show you their true colors? Like, believe that shit, not no doubling back bullshit. Or if it comes back, it's mine, it's for me. No, the fuck, no, nigga, no. Cause shit can come back to try to test you or to fuck your life up further. It's not that hard to understand. But moving on to my next point. I talked about validation, being honest. Okay, my next point, sex. Okay, this is a very big thing for me when it comes to retrograde because I am a very sexual being. Um I pride myself in being a sexual being. I do have a high sex drive, whatever the case may be. But that doesn't always mean that I engage in the act of sex or want to. Y'all saw that, right? Like, y'all, I know y'all saw that orb. That doesn't always mean that I want to engage in the act of sex or anything like that because sexual energy is just that, sexual energy. So a lot of the times, a lot of y'all not really controlled on your sexual energy. So when we get horny, I'm just putting a mundane sense. When we get horny and that sexual energy builds, we think about the last time we had some great sex. And it's usually with the most recent person we had sex with. So for a lot of y'all, that's the person that has left y'all life and supposed to be gone. But y'all think about based off of retrograde energy and things of that nature. So the only advice I have for that, don't act on it. Transmute it into something else. Don't even, if you feel like you so horny that you want to masturbate it or anything like that, don't even do that. Transmute it into something else. Learn how to sit in that energy, learn how to hone that energy, learn how to feel that energy, and learn how to operate in that energy. Instead of just, oh, I feel this energy, let me release real quick. Because you will then become a slave to your own mind and your own body. I promise you that. I'm speaking from fucking experience. I promise you. You can call it a whole phase, whatever the case may be. I don't care. I'm speaking from experience. You will become a slave to your own body if you don't control and learn how to operate in that energy. And it's not bad to have a high sexual drive. For some of y'all don't even know it. Y'all are gods and goddesses reincarnated. Some of y'all are sex goddesses. Some of y'all are gods of sex, goddesses of sensuality, things of that nature. And y'all have that high sex drive and is being tapped into on a certain level, but you have to tap into it on a deeper level. Just simply having a high sex drive doesn't mean act upon that, or doesn't always mean fuck. Like I said, just sit in it. Sometimes that's creative energy because it's raw primordial energy. That's what sexual energy is. Raw primordial energy. It ain't nothing but ancient energy that builds up in your loins and things, that builds up from the root chakra up. Kundalini energy. I am not going to speak about that because I don't speak about things I don't study. I don't study Kundalini energy enough to really speak on it. And a lot of y'all motherfuckers like to speak on shit that y'all not qualified to speak on. But again, I'm not qualified to speak on Kundalini energy. I'm just speaking from my own perspective, my own experiences. Having a high sex drive also, and being super sexual also, you have to be careful when you engage in sex. When you do decide to engage in sex and you trust somebody enough and have enough discernment to trust somebody enough for your body, you have to be careful about their energy and where they are energetically as far as sex. Because you could then, y'all wonder why y'all have sex with people and these motherfuckers go crazy. These motherfuckers want to hurt you. They show up at your doorstep. They calling you all times of the night. Like, it's your energy, that sexual energy that you have, that soul that you have. That shit is powerful. Sexual energy is very powerful. You can manifest with that type of energy. So just using it willy-nilly and just goddamn going around fucking everybody, bro, you cannot do that. You will fuck yourself up in your life for that shit. I'm speaking from experience. I'm an individual who I'm not your typical person to have sex with. I don't know if I should say that. Fuck it. I'm the type to pleasure the woman. I'm the type to seek that person is fully pleasured, fully aroused, fully satisfy all of that before I ever feel like I want to pleasure myself. I get pleasure in pleasuring others. That's that Virgo Mars that I have. I think it's Virgo Mars that is like that. But that's just me. That's just how I am. And I didn't know what I was doing until I kept seeing pattern after pattern after pattern of these women who would be so angry at me if I didn't have sex, would be showing up at my doorstep, would have all these toxic ass problems. Like, you have to be careful of that. A lot of times that's not a reflection of who they are. That's a reflection of your energy and what the hell you just did to them. Sometimes these people who are on these low vibrations, and again, when I say low vibrations, it's relative to my own spirituality and my own spiritual ascension and my own levels of what I feel like I've ascended to. I'm not calling anybody low vibrational, but keep that in mind, the law of relativity. But fucking with these women who were very low vibrational and weren't on that level energetically did one of two things. It either made them very toxic and made them very crazy, or it enhanced their soul and it enhanced them on a spiritual level where it awakened something. They didn't know that they could do this or could do that. And what I mean by that is I had sex with a woman who, you know what I'm saying, is a whole live Catholic. Like, I didn't know it, but she was a Catholic. She was into Catholicism, all that shit, Christian, heavy Christian, all that shit. I had sex with her, and all of a sudden, she's reading tarot. I'm not saying that I'm the cause of why she's reading tarot, or I started any spirituality. I don't have that type of ego level or anything like that, but I know the energy that I have, and I know what it can do. And sometimes when you possess that type of energy, you unlock things in other people that normally they wouldn't unlock themselves. That just comes with being aware of yourself and really taking care and honing in your energy, man or woman. Somebody at my door. Hold up. That just goes that just comes from like really understanding your energy, really understanding the type of power that you have. Sexual energy is not something to play with whatsoever. Sexual energy can really fuck you up. Like, really study Kundalini energy, really study tantric sex, and really study just the aspects of sex beyond the physical form of it, beyond the physical act of it. Because you will then understand that you can't stick your dick in everybody. You can't open your legs to everybody around you. Like, it plays a very significant role. It plays a very big part. Really watch out and really use your own discernment on other people's energy. If you feel like this person is off, or you feel like this person don't fully resonate with you, why would you open your legs to that individual? Why would you ever go inside that individual and then create that soul tie, create that energetic swap, and then now you wondering why certain shit is manifesting in your life that you know you didn't bring upon yourself, and you know you move in a certain way. It's because of that individual that you had sex with. And then on the other side of that, really paying attention to, if you decide to give yourself to somebody in that way and you have sex with that person, pay attention to them and pay attention to your own energy. Like I said, I had sex with somebody who now does tarot. Like, that's happened twice now. The people that I fucked with and had sex with and fucked, all of a sudden into spirituality and shit. All of a sudden, and that's not because of influence. That's because of energy. Because they truly are tapped in. They truly are doing this, and it's genuine. It's real. They are tapped into spirit or universe or God or whatever the case may be. They do have these gifts. It's just that your energy and your sexual energy can awaken that in somebody. You can heal people through your sexual energy. I've had that happen. I've had sex with women who felt like just life was hell for them, and I gave them my energy, I gave them my time, I gave them my essence, and all of a sudden they're walking out of here, abundance coming left and right. Again, that's not because of me and like I'm this big bravado nigga and I'm big dog or whatever, but I know the energy that I possess. I know that it comes from a certain primordial place, and I know how to hone it and cultivate it now. Before, I was killing myself and giving it to anybody else and wondering why I was feeling the way I felt about myself, why I was moving a certain way, all types of shit. But you really have to pay attention to be aware of self when it comes to this, when it comes to sexual energy and shit. Um, that's not to say either to go, if you're a spiritual woman, to only have sex with spiritual men, and if you're a spiritual man, to only have sex with spiritual women, because even then they're not all the way together with themselves. You have to use your own discernment. You have to use your own perception, and really trusting yourself for what you feel, from what you feel. But yeah, I think that's all I want to touch on for right now because I got some things to do. I will post this live. If you're looking for a reading or if you're seeking a reading or anything like that, just DM me. I will send you my price sheet. My price sheet is also upon my page. Do not DM me over no dumbass questions. Like I really don't have the patience to deal with people and they dumbass shit. I got too many things that I want to do, too many people that I want to help, and I need like real substance. Like don't hit me off no bullshit ass questions that you can answer for yourself. I'm gonna send you your money. I might start keeping motherfuckers money because that shit is annoying. Like it really is. But anyways, that's all I really wanted to touch on right now. I might go live again tonight. I don't know, so don't hold your breath. But really pay attention to the honesty of yourself. Pay attention to the honesty of yourself. Being honest with yourself. Pay attention to not seeking validation on your own spiritual experiences, especially when you just first coming into spirituality. Pay attention to your own spiritual experiences and validate your own self. You, whatever you deem is real, whatever you deem you feel, trust that shit. And then just being careful with sex and moving so loosely with sex, paying attention to sexual energy, studying sexual energy, cultivating that sexual energy and using it for more than just sex. That's a big thing for myself in this retrograde, damn near every retrograde. Like, again, I have a high sex drive, but I know how to cultivate and use that in other areas. Right now, this is one area where I use that. I express it. I use this energy to really help y'all and to teach. Use this energy to give back. But humanly speaking, I'm always fucking horny. I'm always that's just normal. It is what it is. But yeah. But I'm gonna get off of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna catch y'all later.